Let's get more now on the impending release of the 3 Australian activists who boarded a Japanese whaler off WA. On the line via Skype is the Sea Shepherd's captain, the Steve Irwin, and Paul Watson. Paul, thanks very much for your time. The federal government has announced this morning that Japan has agreed to release these 3 Australians. You're yet to be officially told.
No, we don't expect to. The government never really communicates with us, so we have to get all our information through the media.
Do you know when the handover is likely to happen?
Have no idea. Nobody's informed us. All I know is the Shonan Maru number 2 is 15 miles behind us and pursuing us south, and we're 350 miles south of Australia right now.
Okay. Can I put to you a couple of quotes from the Prime Minister on this? Julia Gillard says, "Activity of the nature undertaken by these 3 Australians is unacceptable and will ultimately be costly to the Australian taxpayer. This hazardous protest action is not the way to put an end to whaling. Best way to stop whaling once and for all is through international court action." Your response to that?
Well, politicians always bring in the tax costs when they want to justify their position, you know, to try and win the hearts and minds of the people, because people are always concerned about taxes. But the fact is that if she had fulfilled her pre-election campaign promises for her party to get tough on whaling, people wouldn't be frustrated. And it was the frustration of the fact that the government has done nothing that has led to these kind of protests.
What's your kind of take or expectation on the sympathy for these 3 from the Australian public? 3 men who, after all, of their own volition, boarded this vessel and got themselves into trouble.
I don't think they got themselves into trouble at all. I think they shone a spotlight on the hypocrisies and the contradictions involved in this. And as Senator Bob Brown said, they're 3 Australian heroes.
The Prime Minister has also made the point that notwithstanding the impending release of these 3, that the fact that they will not be charged and convicted will not guarantee that that won't happen in the future. So it's a warning not to do this again.
Well, maybe if she made good on the pre-election promises of her government, this wouldn't happen again. But there will be confrontations in the Southern Ocean as long as Japanese illegal activity continues. They're targeting endangered whales in an established whale sanctuary in violation of a global moratorium. It's the government's responsibility to protect those waters. It is the Australian Antarctic territorial waters. And if they're not going to do it, then that promotes a lot of frustration amongst people who are very concerned about these issues.
Protest action including another boarding like this?
Well, who knows? We don't know. First of all, the boarding was not a Sea Shepherd action. It was an initiative by Forest Rescue. They decided to do this. And they can speak for their reasons for doing so. We certainly supported it, though.
But whatever the action will continue.
Confrontations will continue, yes, as long as illegal whaling is taking place in the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary.
Paul Watson, thanks for your time.